Afade. I'm Mary Hattori from the island of Guam. I've been living in Hawaii for about 20 some years now, working at Kapiolani Community College and the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Today's workshop is about challenges of Pacific Islander women and Pacific Islanders in general in leadership and in academics in a Western context. Main goals are to model for other Pacific Islanders ways that you can have an authentic leadership where you respect and build on your own cultural heritage and identity and succeed in Western institutions and businesses. The Western leadership is based on lots of principles of individualism, competition as an individual, promoting yourself, very different from communal cultures like those of the Pacific Islands and many Asian cultures. So the form of leadership that I practice is expressed in the Western world as servant leadership by Robert Greenleaf. But what I do is I tie my own Pacific Islander Chamorro values to ways that you can succeed in a Western setting as a leader. And the most common model that I use or framework that I use is the servant leadership framework.
From today, I learned a lot of things, especially things that you should do if you were to become a successful leader.
And we had a wonderful speaker today who really got into the nitty-gritty of that and how to incorporate your culture into your professional life.
That workshop, I think, is really great. People, I saw in the face of the students and those attended, they really learned something.
What I really learned about the workshop today is leadership. It is a very important role.
Leadership is very important in our society right now.
Leadership has different levels and people have different experiences, so you definitely have to combine all of that and always know that you're learning every day something new, and you deal with different people, so you have to adapt to that.
Be good to one another, be nice to one another.
To be nice to people on your way up because you might need them on your way down.
It's about like the challenges as women face, Pacific women faces, whether it's at the university or wherever you are.
I personally feel that it's good to incorporate community concepts and values into your own self as an individual and then perpetuate those onward, such as qualities like forgiveness, kindness, open-mindedness.
To be open-minded, to speak your mind and your opinion, not just keep it to yourself, but let others know.
These are very important, and they're not just for us, they're for everyone around us and to help the community, but we have to instill them within ourselves before we can, branch out.
Work hard.
This workshop is really helpful as for a Pacific Islander, because growing up I didn't know that we have many differences in the Pacific Islands.
I think that individuality is important, but a sense of community is sometimes even more so, and you really have to be careful when riding the line, especially when we come from a place with so many diverse cultures. Everybody has a different way of thinking and acting, and you have to take that all into account.
One of the sessions I heard this other doctor, she said something like, she came out from a perspective that always encouraged the we perspective. It's us who did the whole thing, become successful. It's a thing that involves all of us.
But as of now, after the workshop, now I know that many of us come from different places, but we have the same or similar experiences and cultures.
But when she came to America, that's different. They basically talk about individualism. They talk about that anything you gotta write it down. It's something to do with me, I, myself, or something like that.
It's not just about individuality, it's about community. But you have to come and be a part of the community here before you can know how to really incorporate yourself into it.
So you kind of find it hard at first. And to that, even though I'm a male student, I can relate to that one because also I'm from Pacific. So pretty much that's one thing I see it's kind of relevant for me too.
Think with our head and act with our hearts.
Think with your head and act with your heart.
Which means that if like someone gives us something to do, we should not always follow what they expect of us, but we should do what's from our heart.
Because if you don't act with your heart, then you are not going anywhere.
I had an opportunity to come to this awesome conference to kind of learn about leadership. And I mean, leadership is a relationship, so you definitely always learn about different things.
But remember, a leader's always developing, always growing.
To those who aren't able to come today, this is a very helpful workshop for you to be successful in the future. And most of all, to the Pacific Islanders, this will really guide you in your everyday lives.